Yeah, I think it smiles. It comes a little closer to the cage. Quite human-like hands holding onto the cage bars as it looks at you and smiles. Shall we say make a legends roll to see if you identify what this should be?
It was almost great, but this is a good result that I got on the legends roll.
So it seems to me you would recognize that this is a Yeti. You've heard long ago stories about them.
What on earth are Yetis doing here?
I have a reason. Yeah, but yes, what I was going to say was you've heard stories about Yetis high up in the mountains that devour whole parties of explorers and things like that. And they are huge, shaggy creatures with fur and teeth. He did have quite fierce-looking teeth. But yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think what Girl would do at this point would be to kind of assess the other cages. I do wonder, I mean, is this a good point? I don't want to keep the spotlight. I've been in the spotlight. I don't know if this would be a good time to switch to see what Christabel...
I'm just sad that you escaped damage so far through all this. Not that I bear you no ill will, nor your character. I just felt like watching catastrophic mayhem.
I'm sure. We'll see how things play out as the wanted woman.
And slight schadenfreude after last session when Rod and I, just completely mud stomped ourselves roll after roll.
Right. Yes, but across the city, outside in the lovely elven gated community.
Perfect.
People were Shining Star and Christabel and Fluff and Puff and Moonsglow had somewhat surprisingly crept away from the large elven warband that was forming, and I believe you were considering heading towards the Sacred Grove of Dana.
That's where I'm going.
Okay. So we shouldn't have any trouble finding it. That's fine. What I am assuming is there is a sacred grove surrounded by trees on a little hilltop somewhere.
Might even be the same one that I was at before.
All I was going to add was there is probably also a nearby and associated with it the Temple of Dana.
That's what I want.
Which is a she temple, and although you're an
yes, but I am a devotee of Dana. Yeah. So because certain amount of the elves follow the she goddesses and gods, and I do. So
which is all good, and I'm sure healthy and sensible. The she are like elves, but even more elfy and more.
The she are the great big high-toned snotty elves.
Yes.
They don't have merchant backgrounds. That's all I gotta say in their descriptions.
Indeed. They would not lower themselves to work for a living. Right. Basically says, and they live in fairy mounds where they gaze into strange baubles and crystals all day and do that sort of malarkey. Although my assumption, just to clarify, Ron, I was assuming that Evergreen Blessing was another elf than a.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was my plan.
But so there is a temple near to the glade, grove. Okay. So if that's where you want to head, you are welcome to go and approach that if that's what you'd like to do.
Yes, and the first thing I want to do is to search for plants.
Okay.
I was just reviewing my plant searching, and it's up to you to decide whether such a thing is there that I say I'm looking for. I believe is the way to do it. I would like to seek some elf root.
Elf root, okay. So, for the people watching at home, if you're interested, the rules about plants are a bit. You want to just randomly find a plant. Is a bit like saying, is there just randomly a magic item lurking around?
Right, you have to actually be looking for one, I think.
Yes, so potentially it could take a while if you're sort of wandering around looking in sensible places. It doesn't mean you can't find it, and I'm certainly happy to do, but it might be that you could spend lots of time doing this.
Yes, but I have named a specific plant. So
yeah, that's fine.
Right.
I'm just depending on how rolls go.
I'm looking for elf thorn, not elf root.
Elf thorn. Well, there you go. Elf thorn is easier to find as well than elf. So that's good. So you're in a forest, like it's potentially there. You need to roll your plants versus a good rarity. I might apply a -1 column penalty since you are searching within 2 miles of the town.
Oh, well, that's cruel of you. I thought in an elfy place like a Temple of Dana that finding an elf thorn wouldn't be actually all that hard. But
it is a bit mean of me, but this is an elven gated community just outside the city full of smiths and mechanical wonders and huge foundries. So.
Well, I do have a plant of 16, but unfortunately, I do roll quite inferiorly, and so I don't embarrass myself, but there is no elf thorn to be had, and I'm not going to waste further time. So basically, I look around saying, there ought to be some elf thorn around here. Oh, shit. And so forget it. I'm going to head straight into the temple.
I think almost certainly what happens is you find you think your luck's in. You recognize the shape of the plant, the leaves, find a lovely example of elf thorn bush, and all the thorns have been picked off.
Right. Yeah.
Because, hey, we're just...
No, I know. That's what they do. I got it. Someone got there first.
Elves. Yeah. What are you going to do with them? So then you said we're approaching the mound of where the temple is. There are... being a devotee, you obviously remember where it is, what it looks like. It's relatively nondescript. It's a mound hill. There are various cave-like entrances into it. You know the main one, which goes into the main worship area.
I'm going to ask Moonsglow. Can you have Fluff and Puff take care of Christabel here so she doesn't get cursed, blighted, turned into a tree, or become fertilizer by, profaning the wrong spot? Maybe Fluff and Puff could hang here with her.
How does Christabel feel about that? Moonsglow is like, of course,
she'll just smugly stand there knowing that these are her dogs now.
Right. The idea being that I don't want you turned into a pile of fertilizer when I blow my roll. So
fair enough.
Yeah. However, don't let me steamroll you. If there's some interesting roll that you care to fail, you just let me know.
Okay.
Take your turn.
Just to get in a dig from last time. Moonsglow is obviously, she knows how scared you were when you were all desperate to run out the house earlier, so she's obviously concerned for you. Of course, dogs can look after her.
Right.
Keep her safe.
So, Moonsglow, it's time for us to make restitution for our mutual bad decisions of the past. And I propose that we lay the silver bow upon the sacred mound of Dana and dance about in the proper elfy fashion. And call for a miracle. Mm.
So Moon's Glow, obviously, she says, "Of course, I'll help you make up for the bad things you've done.
Oh,
What
wait.
more else assist?"
Moon's Glow, you got a piece of this too, you know.
Seems to me you're trying to make a point to her and wanted to take this on board. Should we call this a preach roll or sincerity? See how she...
Nah, I'm up for sincerity.
Go for sincerity. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
It's also quite bad, and I have a much worse roll with sincerity, so in this case, it's pathetic. I plead in an undignified fashion and harden her against me, I suppose.
You're I'm afraid, she's there and she's nodding, and you can...
Yeah, she doesn't. Okay,
You can see it's just...
it's on. Whoosh. Yeah, it's on her. Then I can't help her. I did my best for my sis, and the goddess is going to have to judge. Yeah,
your slopey-shouldered sister is very much... It was your fault. She's happy to help you.
Yes.
What her sister's for, but she's not taking the responsibility that...
Right. Okay, then. Here it comes. Dana, lift this curse from me.
Cool. So
here's your silver bow back, and insofar as it helps, the only thing I'm going to be wearing now is that red scarf. I'm going to whip the red scarf around my neck, and otherwise I am skinny, slovenly, unclad, slightly cleaning up a little bit, more combed hair than before, and the silver bow goes where it belongs.
So we're in the main antechamber of the mound, the temple. There's an altar. There's naked elves. I don't think there's a roll I can make to find out if Moon's Glow is vastly more beautiful than you, but I'm sure she being a...
I'm cursed elf. And wrinkly. So.
Yes, indeed. You're doing your elfy thing.
So there are other elves there? Is that the idea?
We're joining just the two of you at the moment.
Oh, just the two of us. Okay, good enough. All right.
Well, give me 1 second while I look at my huge timeline I've written.
No! Oh, our poor beleaguered GM who must coordinate with everybody and check the tables. It's like Glorantha. Which holy day is today? Is today a holy day? Right. What does that do? Oh no.
What house is the sun in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When it comes to Glorantha, you're a lot closer in that reference than you would otherwise be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, I'm happy. There's no one else there. There's no one in the antechamber.
Do I roll?
Anybody around? Yes, go for it. Let's see this. I'm assuming this is a miracle to try and lift the curse.
Yeah, so it's devotion.
Devotion. Curse lifting miracles clearly have a roll required of great. I don't know. They seem like in and of itself they're quite hard. But on the other hand, you do have in order to do this.
Oh man, all this! I gave the silver bow back, Ross.
Well, I was going to say you're giving back the silver bow and you're getting into it and doing it. And you've brought various people who were guilty parties together to plead for forgiveness. Some more sincerely than others, it sounds like.
Well, they're here, though. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm definitely giving you some...
I consecrate the decomposition of your, of Sunfox into the soils of the earth as well.
Okay, I'm not sure.
Now, if someone had buried him properly by now, then that might actually have made a difference.
Cool. So I'm giving you a +2 column shift to it. Just say it's a great miracle. You need to lifting curses.
Oh, finally! After 2 rolls in the teens, I get a much better roll this time, which puts me at a good. And if you're giving me the 2 column shifts, that finally puts me at 2 superior.
Cool. Okay. So, about I'm assuming there's singing and music involved in this. Dancing.
Yeah. If you want me to roll for that, I will. I'm good at it.
No, well, maybe I should have made you roll before and didn't bonus for it. So no. This sounds like it's going well. You feel the presence of your goddess. The silvery glow that suffuses the temple space anyway intensifies around you. The bow on the altar shining brightly. You're bathed in light, and almost blinded by it. And as the light goes down, you feel a weight drifting off your shoulders. The guilt, the shame, and perhaps you feel invigorated and I imagine if
am I decursed?
I think probably as the light sort of dims down a bit, you can see reflected in the silvery fittings around the room that you have been decursed and are less wrinkly and bedraggled.
One of the mechanical consequence of being cursed from my lifeline was to lose a point of fate.
Oh, okay.
So I am hoping that all of this effort has restored the lost point of fate. But I don't know. That's an extrapolation of my part. You might say as GM that loss was simply, I got to build myself back up, and that's all there is to it. So I don't know if I get my point of fate back or not. That's up to you.
Could give him a check.
Yeah, I was going to say I'll give you a bonus check. There's nothing in the rules either way about that one.
Does seem to make sense, actually. The mechanic is just sitting there for that purpose. I get a free chance to toss.
And it does, although the brief sidebar, the rules about bonus checks are basically say it's easier if you just give everyone the same. It does open the possibility that you can give things for specific things, so it's reasonable.
Yeah. All right. I'm a happy elf chick, and I shall skip about. I shall embrace my sister, and I shall go over and in a terrible display of gamer fetishism, I will nakedly embrace Christabel as well.
Okay. Well, you look good, Star.
Hooray!
Christabel,
Meanwhile,
it seems like you've been hanging around outside on the edge of a she temple.
I was.
Have you been making any plans or doing it? You might be.
I actually had something in mind, which was to pray to Jesse Lou for some guidance.
Ooh, okay. Did you have something specific you wanted guidance in?
And yes, and I'm going to say, Jesse Lou, I know you want me to send that woman to me to find those missing kids, but can you just give me a little help? I want to help, but I need this to happen quickly so I'm just trying to move on with my life. Send me a sign.
That sounds cool. I'm giving you a +1 column shift bonus because that seems like how you would relate to the hero figures of the Hill Folk. Roll your devotion, I guess. Were you doing this quietly out of sight while they were getting their healthy dancing stuff on? Or?
Exactly. Quietly out of sight. 89. And you said I had a column shift?
Yeah, +1 column.
That gets me, with the column shift, I get an awesome.
Okay. Oh, right.
We are full of awesome miracles and superior miracles. We're very miraculous.
Yeah, clearly we should have been leaning on the gods all this whole time.
The game is surprisingly generous. Have you noticed that? The game is extremely generous in the miracles and very stingy in the magic.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.